Stop starving your kidneys and start healing them. Your toxic waste levels are rising dangerously high. You must stop ignoring the unexplained fatigue and swelling in your ankles immediately. Instead, you should start using a specific group of targeted vitamins that act as a lifeline for your renal system. Did you know that many common health habits we think are beneficial might actually be starving your kidney filters of the very oxygen they need to survive? It is a terrifying realization, but for Americans over 55, your persistent exhaustion is not just a sign of aging. It is a signal that your kidneys are struggling to breathe. Renal malnutrition is a term you may have never heard, but this silent deficiency decides your long-term survival. It is not just a medical phrase. It is a desperate cry for help from your internal filters. When your kidneys lack these essential nutrients, your blood becomes thick with toxins and thin on oxygen. If you ignore this nutritional gap, the final destination is always the same: the life-altering reality of dialysis or total kidney failure. I am Dr. Mattheus from Kidney Health 365. According to current statistics, millions of people are living with declining kidney function right now, but 90% are completely unaware of it. Why? Because the kidneys do not have nerves to scream in pain. You might easily mistake your brain fog, loss of appetite, or soaring blood pressure as just part of getting older. This silent progression is exactly why kidney disease is known as the silent killer. It erodes your health in total silence until it is nearly too late to act. So how do you protect your life naturally and safely? The answer is found at the root-targeted micronutrition. By choosing exactly what your kidneys need to fuel their filtration and removing the health supplements that are secretly loaded with synthetic binders or excess minerals, you can completely change your health trajectory. In this video, I will reveal 4 essential vitamins that act as the ultimate detox team to flush out urea, lower inflammation, and stabilize your kidney numbers. But before we look at these life-saving nutrients, we must address a hidden danger that is currently scratching your blood vessels like shards of glass from the inside. What many people over 55 do not realize is that when your kidneys struggle, a dangerous metabolic byproduct called homocysteine begins to accumulate in your blood. You can think of homocysteine as microscopic shards of glass or internal sandpaper. When you lack specific B vitamins, this toxic waste cannot be neutralized. Instead, it circulates through your system, scratching and inflaming the delicate inner lining of your renal arteries. This damage triggers a cycle of scarring that slowly chokes off the blood supply to your nephrons, the tiny units that actually clean your blood. The buildup of this silent waste is one of the most overlooked causes of rapid kidney decline. It creates an environment where blood clots form more easily and blood pressure becomes nearly impossible to manage. According to clinical data available at NOCBI, Gov, elevated homocysteine levels are strongly linked to a higher risk of chronic kidney disease progression and cardiovascular events. By addressing the nutritional gaps that allow this waste to pile up, you are not just taking a vitamin. You are polishing your internal pipes and ensuring that your blood can flow freely and safely into your filters. The good news is that your body has a built-in system to neutralize this sandpaper, but it requires a very specific set of biological keys to function. One of the most important keys is a nutrient that most people think is only for bone health, but in reality, your kidneys are the only organs in the entire human body that have the power to turn it on and unlock its true healing potential. Vitamin D is far more than just a bone builder. It is a vital hormone that your kidneys must activate to keep your entire filtration system from collapsing under the weight of toxic mineral buildup. For those of us over 55, maintaining optimal levels of this nutrient is one of the most effective ways to reduce chronic inflammation and prevent the hardening of your renal arteries. The mechanism behind vitamin D is truly unique because your kidneys act as the master switch for the entire body. Even if you spend hours in the sun or take raw supplements, that vitamin D remains in an inactive sleeper state until it reaches your kidneys. There, an enzyme converts it into calcitriol, the active form. This active vitamin D then goes to work regulating the delicate balance between calcium and phosphorus in your blood. When your kidneys are struggling, this conversion slows down, leading to a dangerous spike in phosphorus levels, which can scratch your blood vessels and cause painful kidney stones. According to clinical research at kidney.org, active vitamin D also plays a critical role in suppressing the renin-angiotensin system, which is the primary driver of high blood pressure and kidney scarring. By ensuring this switch is turned on, you are directly shielding your nephrons from hypertensive damage. The risks of vitamin D are primarily linked to excessive supplementation without professional monitoring. Because vitamin D is fat-soluble, it can build up in your tissues and lead to a condition called hypercalcemia, where too much calcium circulates in your blood. This can actually cause the very kidney stones and vascular calcification we are trying to prevent. People with advanced stage chronic kidney disease or those with hyperparathyroidism must be extremely careful, as their mineral balance is already fragile. To use vitamin D optimally, you should focus on a combination of safe sunlight exposure and D3 supplements combined with vitamin 2. Taking K2 is a brilliant strategy because it acts like a traffic cop, ensuring that the calcium absorbed by the vitamin D goes into your bones, where it belongs, rather than into your kidney filters or heart valves. For most seniors, taking your supplement with a meal containing healthy fats like avocado or olive oil will significantly boost absorption. For a variation in your routine, try incorporating vitamin D-rich foods that do not strain the kidneys, such as moderate amounts of sockeye salmon or egg yolks from pasture-raised chickens. These whole food sources provide the nutrient alongside essential fatty acids that further reduce renal inflammation. Always remember that vitamin D is most effective when your magnesium levels are also adequate, as magnesium is required to transport and utilize the vitamin properly. If you have had your vitamin D levels checked by a doctor in the last 6 months, please comment with a 1. If you have no idea what your current level is, comment with a 0, so we can help you understand why that lab test is so important. While vitamin D manages the minerals in your blood, our next essential nutrient provides the actual oxygen your kidneys need to survive the filtration process every single minute. Iron is the essential lifeblood element that acts as the primary oxygen fuel for your kidneys, ensuring that every single filtration unit has the energy it needs to process, waste, and keep your body clean. For those of us over 55, maintaining adequate iron levels is a critical defense against renal anemia, a condition where your kidneys effectively begin to suffocate because they lack the oxygen required to perform their heavy-duty tasks. The mechanism that makes iron so fundamental to kidney health is its role in the production of hemoglobin, the protein in your red blood cells that carries oxygen from your lungs to your organs. Your kidneys are among the most metabolically active organs in your body, meaning they consume a massive amount of oxygen relative to their size. When your iron levels drop, your hemoglobin falls, and your kidneys are forced to operate in a low oxygen environment. This state of hypoxia causes the delicate nephrons to become stressed and eventually die off, being replaced by non-functional scar tissue. Furthermore, the kidneys themselves produce a hormone called erythropoietin, which tells your bone marrow to make more red blood cells. In a cruel cycle, when kidneys are damaged, they produce less of this hormone, leading to further iron deficiency and anemia. According to research from the Mayo Clinic at Mayo Clinic, managing iron levels is a cornerstone of kidney care because it breaks this cycle, allowing the renal tissues to repair and function without being overwhelmed by metabolic fatigue. The risks associated with iron are significant because both deficiency and overload can be damaging. Excessive iron supplementation can lead to oxidative stress, where free radicals attack the very kidney cells we're trying to save. Iron is a pro-oxidant, and if it accumulates in the tissues, it can cause hemosiderosis, a condition that damages the liver, heart, and kidneys. This is why you should never start a high-dose iron regimen without a specific blood test called a ferritin and transferrin saturation test. Seniors with a history of frequent blood transfusions or certain genetic conditions must be especially cautious about their iron intake. To optimize your iron levels, safely focus on consuming hemi-iron from moderate portions of lean, kidney-friendly sources or non-hem iron from plant sources like spinach and lentils. However, plant-based iron is harder for the body to absorb. The best how-to tip is to always pair your iron-rich foods with a source of vitamin C, such as a squeeze of lemon juice or a few bell pepper slices. Vitamin C significantly increases the bioavailability of non-heme iron. Conversely, you should avoid drinking coffee or tea within 1 hour of your iron-rich meal, as the tannins and polyphenols in these drinks can block iron absorption by up to 60%. For a kidney-safe recipe variation, try a green iron salt using Swiss chard or Kale cooked with garlic and a splash of apple cider vinegar. The vinegar and garlic not only add flavor without sodium, but also help in the breakdown of minerals for better absorption. You can also add a small amount of pumpkin seeds to your salads, as they are a dense source of iron and magnesium, providing a double benefit for your vascular health. If you have ever been told by a doctor that you are anemic or have tired blood, please comment with a 1. If you have always had strong iron levels, comment with a 0. While iron provides the oxygen, our next group of vitamins acts as the master architects, ensuring those red blood cells are built perfectly to navigate the tightest corners of your kidney's filtration system. Vitamin B9, known as folate, and vitamin B12 act as the master architects of your blood, working in perfect harmony to build healthy, robust red blood cells that can navigate the microscopic pathways of your kidneys. For seniors over 55, these two vitamins are the primary defense against the buildup of toxic metabolic waste that can silently erode your renal filters. Without these architects, your blood cells become oversized and inefficient, leaving your kidneys vulnerable to both malnutrition and chemical inflammation. The mechanism that makes B9 and B12 so vital for renal preservation is their ability to regulate an amino acid called homocysteine. Think of homocysteine as internal grit or sandpaper in your bloodstream. When your levels of B9 and B12 are low, this grit accumulates, causing oxidative stress and direct physical damage to the delicate endothelial lining of your kidney's blood vessels. This damage leads to a condition called microvascular dysfunction, where the tiny filters in your kidneys begin to leak protein and lose their ability to clear urea. Furthermore, B12 is essential for maintaining the myelin sheath that protects your nerves, since the kidneys and the bladder rely on complex nerve signals. To function, a deficiency can lead to poor waste management and urinary issues. According to data from the National Institutes of Health at NI.gov, adequate folate and B12 levels are critical for DNA synthesis and repair, ensuring that the cells within your renal tubes can regenerate and heal from the daily stress of filtration. By keeping these levels optimal, you are effectively polishing your blood and protecting the structural integrity of your entire renal system. The risks associated with B9 and B12 are usually related to masking a deficiency. Taking high doses of B9 folic acid can sometimes hide the symptoms of a B12 deficiency, which, if left untreated, can lead to permanent nerve damage. This is especially important for seniors, as the ability to absorb B12 through the stomach lining decreases significantly with age due to lower stomach acid. Additionally, while these are water-soluble vitamins, individuals on dialysis must be careful with synthetic folic acid supplements, as their bodies may not clear the unmetabolized compounds efficiently. To utilize these architects, optimally focus on getting folate from natural sources like asparagus, Brussels sprouts, and dark leafy greens. For B12, because absorption is often an issue for those over 55, a sublingual, under-the-tongue methylcobalamin supplement is often recommended by specialists, as it bypasses the digestive system and enters the bloodstream directly. Always check your blood levels for methylmalonic acid to get a true picture of your B12 status, as standard tests can sometimes be misleading. For a kidney-friendly recipe variation, try a B vitamin power salad featuring steamed asparagus and a light dressing of nutritional yeast, which is naturally rich in B vitamins and provides a savory, cheesy flavor without the high phosphorus found in dairy. You can also incorporate small amounts of pasture-raised poultry, which provides B12 alongside high-quality protein that is easier for the kidneys to process than red meat. If you have ever felt a tingling or pins and needles sensation in your hands or feet, please comment with a 1. If your energy levels have stayed consistent and sharp, comment with a 0. While these vitamins are incredible tools for restoration, using them correctly requires a deep understanding of the boundaries of safety to avoid unintended complications. While the vitamins we have discussed are powerful allies in kidney restoration, they must be handled with extreme precision. For those of us over 55, the margin for error is smaller, and more is not always better. The most significant danger lies in self-prescribing high doses of vitamin D and iron without consistent blood monitoring. Excessive vitamin D can lead to a buildup of calcium in your blood, which ironically can cause the very kidney stones and vascular stiffness we are trying to prevent. Similarly, too much iron can lead to oxidative stress, damaging your liver and heart alongside your kidneys. You must also be aware of how these supplements interact with your current medications. For example, if you are taking blood thinners or specific blood pressure medications, like a CE inhibitors, adding certain vitamins can shift your mineral balance in ways that affect your heart rhythm. According to safety guidelines at FDA.gov, synthetic additives and binders found in low-quality supplements can often contain hidden phosphorus or potassium, which are the primary minerals we need to avoid taxing your renal filters. This is why choosing high-purity pharmaceutical-grade supplements is non-negotiable for anyone with a compromised filtration system. Always consult your nephrologist or a renal dietitian before starting any new regimen. They can help you interpret your lab results, such as your ferritin or GFR levels, to determine the exact dosage your body needs. Using nutrition as medicine is about balance, not excess. By respecting these boundaries and working alongside your medical team, you can harness the benefits of these vitamins without the risks of toxicity or internal stress. Now that we have established these vital safety rules, let us move to your final roadmap to put this knowledge into immediate action. Today, we have uncovered the 4 essential pillars of kidney nutrition: vitamin D to activate your mineral defense iron, to provide vital oxygen fuel, and the combination of B9 and B12 to act as architects for healthy blood. These nutrients are not just supplements. They are the fundamental tools your kidneys require to neutralize toxic waste, reduce internal scarring, and maintain a clean, efficient filtration system. It is critical to remember that kidney problems often progress silently. By the time noticeable symptoms appear, the internal damage to your nephrons may already be severe. This is why starting today matters more than ever. Every day you delay is a day your kidneys spend struggling for oxygen and fighting off chemical inflammation. You have the power to stop this silent decline before it reaches a point of no return. I want to encourage you that your body is incredibly resilient. Even if your kidney numbers have been a source of stress, making small targeted changes to your nutritional intake can create a massive shift in your vitality. You are not alone in this journey, and every positive choice you make is a victory for your health. Your next step is simple. Find your most recent blood test results and look for your vitamin D, ferritin, and B12 levels. If you do not have these, call your doctor tomorrow to schedule a comprehensive metabolic panel. Please remember that this content is for educational purposes only and does not replace professional medical advice. Always consult with your healthcare provider or a renal specialist before starting any new supplement regimen. If you found this information life-changing, please subscribe to Kidney Health 365 and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a step in your recovery. To learn more about identifying early warning signs, watch our next video on foamy urine for fruits and daily habits to protect your kidneys. I am Dr. Mattheus, and I will see you in the next video.